Hey folks, want to come on here and shoot a quick solo episode. This one is going to be about well-being. First of all, I am based in Sydney and Australia have just won the Ashes in cricket. I won't get into too much detail. If you are a fan, I think you can go back and watch it if you're based in Ireland or the UK, Canada, the US. I think that they're the top 5 countries that listen. So super exciting. For those of you who don't know cricket, it is the second most popular sport in the world among a number of different popularity lists. I won't get into the details of how it works. You probably have to look it up yourself. However, I think you can go back and watch the highlights. To be honest, I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I may go celebrate this evening. Could be good fun. If you know anyone in the area that's up for a beer, coffee, or sea swim, let me know. Or even maybe think about maybe doing some sort of running activity soon, so we'll wait and see. Try and put on some weight. However, let's get into the podcast. Let's talk a bit about well-being. So for those of you who don't know, I'm on ChatGPT, and well-being is an overall state of how well a person is doing in life. It's about feeling good, functioning well, and being healthy, not just physically, but mentally and socially too. Main parts of well-being: physical well-being, having good health, energy, sleep, nutrition, and exercise. Mental and emotional well-being, feeling calm, happy, confident, and able to handle stress. Social well-being, having positive relationships, support, and a sense of belonging. Psychological well-being, having purpose, self-esteem, and feeling satisfied with life. Spiritual well-being, this is a bracket for some people, an end bracket, which I think I'll stop with that there. Feeling connected to values, beliefs, or meaning in life. In simple terms, well-being means you feel okay inside, your body is healthy enough to do daily activities, you can cope with challenges, you feel connected and valued. Example: someone with good well-being might not be happy all the time, but they manage stress, take care of their health, and maintain relationships, feel their life has meaning. I'll go over to Gemini for a sec. Well-being definition. While the dictionary defines well-being simply as, quote, the state of being comfortable, healthy, or happy, end quote, experts today view it as much more complex. This is quotation mark, multi-dimensional, end quotation mark, concept. Essentially, well-being is the difference between simply existing and actually thriving. Number one, the three core perspectives. Well-being is generally broken down into how you feel, how you function, and your external circumstances. Subjective well-being, and brackets hedonic, end bracket, this is how you feel in the moment. It includes happiness, the presence of positive emotions, bracket joy, interest, end bracket, stop it. The absence of negative ones, stress, sadness, psychological well-being. This is a bracket. By the way, there's bracket stress, sadness, end bracket, comma, stress, sadness, end bracket, then full stop or period in the United States. Psychological well-being, eudaimonic, this is how you, quote, function, end quote. It's about having a sense of purpose, personal growth, self-acceptance, and meaningful relationships. You can have a high well-being even on a, quote, bad day, end quote, if you feel your life has meaning. Overall well-being, this refers to the external, quote, stats, end quote, of your life, your health, housing, income, and safety. Number two, the WHO definition. The World Health Organization, bracket WHO, end bracket, famously links well-being directly to health. They define health not just as absence of disease, but as, quote, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, end quote. Number three, well-being versus wellness. While often used interchangeably, there is a technical difference. Wellness is the active process, bracket the verb, end verb. It's the choices you make, exercising, eating well, practicing mindfulness. Well-being is the outcome, bracket the noun, end bracket, and then a full stop or period. It is the holistic state of your life that results from those choices and your environment. Number four, key pillars of well-being. To understand if someone has, quote, high well-being, end quote, with a comma, end quote, researchers often look at these 5 areas, bracket often called the PERMA model, end bracket. Number one, positive emotion, feeling good. Number two, engagement. being, quote, in the zone, end quote, or absorbed in what you do. Number 3, relationships, feeling loved and supported. Number 4, meaning, belonging to and serving something bigger than yourself. Number 5, accomplishment, pursuing success or mastery for its own sake. And then what I wanted to get at here is, what is the one thing I need to know about well-being? And I want to tailor this towards a business context. If you had to distill decades of research and thousands of pages of data into one single truth, it would be this: the quality of your relationships is the single most important predictor in long-term well-being. While we often focus on career success, diet, wealth, the science, most notably the Harvard study of adult development, bracket, the longest study on happiness ever conducted, end bracket, consistently points to one thing. The, quote, one thing, end quote, in focus: social connection. Data from over 85 years of research shows that people who are more socially connected to family, friends, and community are happier, physically healthier, and live longer than those who are less well connected. Why this matters more than anything else: health over wealth. Relationship satisfaction at age 50 is a better predictor of physical health at age 80 than cholesterol levels or blood pressure. Loneliness is toxic. Loneliness is as damaging to your physical health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day or being an alcoholic. There is a source here. It says 6 seconds is the source. Brain protection. Strong social bonds help protect the brain from cognitive decline and memory loss as we age. How to apply the, quote, one thing, end quote. If you want to improve your well-being starting today, don't look at your bank account or your gym membership. I know it's January, so a lot of health and fitness going on in the Northern Hemisphere. Maybe not, well, in Australia as well, but there's usually, maybe when I was working back in Ireland around the January time, around the start of the year, it's just a big influx of people getting into fitness. We're talking about well-being, which is kind of similar. Gym membership, look at your, quote, social fitness, end quote. Action the quote, 8-second, end quote, rule. How it helps. Research suggests that an 8-minute phone call with a friend can significantly boost mood and lower stress. Active listening. Being truly present during a conversation strengthens the, quote, warmth, end quote, of a connection, which is a key predictor of health. Micro interaction, it's plural. Even small positive interactions with a barista or neighbor contribute to a sense of belonging. The nuance, quality over quantity, which kind of ties in nicely to the less is more philosophy, which we talked about on podcast 68. Just want to make sure it is 68. Either 67, I think it's 67. It isn't about how many friends you have on social media or whether you are in a relationship. It's about the emotional quality of those bonds. Living in the midst of conflict or, quote, lukewarm, end quote, connections is actually more stressful for the body than being alone. Would you like me to find more social fit? No, it's okay for the moment. But there is a video attached. It's called The Secret Life, or The Secret to a Happy Life. Lessons from 8 decades of research. In this video, Dr. Robert Waldinger, the director of the world's longest study on happiness, explains why social connections are the most critical factor for a good life. I'll link it below. I haven't watched it yet. It's transparent. It's a TED talk. It's on TED, 1.1 million views. Super interesting. I won't leave this too long. The podcast, I want to keep it around 10 minutes. And yeah, for those of you that are looking to improve your overall well-being, or even a business context, even the remote work side of things, I know on podcast 57 with Dr. Dale Wheelahan, we talked about workplace, well-being in the workplace. So you can reach out directly to Dale or Dr. Dale. He was the CEO of 4-day work week. And he's studying, or he's a PhD in behavioral science from Trinity College Dublin. I think that's all correct. Yes. Trinity College Dublin. Yeah, Dr. Dale is assistant professor in psychology at Trinity College Dublin, a social entrepreneur and a behavioral scientist. So super interesting. While people are thinking about health and fitness, I'd love to chat briefly about, or the conversation to be a bit about well-being. Not even, well, I suppose this is a business context, but even outside, I suppose how to improve social connection. Hybrid, remote work, office, super interesting. Probably need to get more experts on the show to come in and talk about it, or maybe, yeah, super interesting. But the one key takeaway for me that I'm trying to apply to my life is Yeah, the nuance that quality over quantity and the quality of your relationships is the single most important predictor of your long-term well-being. Thanks for listening, folks. I'm Sir.